There's a motel in the desert where people check in, but silence checks out. No blood, no struggle. Just a radio tuned to static, and a body that never moved. 3 guests, same room, same ending. But one of them left behind a tape, and what it captured wasn't a voice, it was something older, something buried, something still broadcasting. There's a place just off Highway 17 that doesn't appear on most maps, a desert town called Cold Creek, where the wind doesn't howl. It hums, the sand doesn't shift, it settles, and the silence isn't empty, it listens. On the edge of this forgotten town stands a motel with no name, no website, and no reviews. Its neon sign flickers endlessly, always reading vacancy, even when the rooms are full. But one room, room 6, has a reputation, not for its decor, not for its view, but for what it leaves behind. In 1997, a traveling salesman named Walter Briggs checked into room 6 for a single night. He was found the next morning, slumped in the armchair, eyes open, mouth closed. The radio beside him was tuned to static. No signs of trauma, no drugs, no struggle, just silence. The coroner ruled it heart failure. The motel owner called it bad luck. The town didn't speak of it at all. But the room stayed open, and the radio stayed on. Was it just coincidence? Or was room 6 waiting for someone else? 3 years passed. The motel changed owners. The carpets changed color. But room 6 remained untouched. Then came Dana Holloway, a school teacher from Nevada, driving cross-country. She checked in late, paid in cash, and never checked out. Housekeeping found her the next morning in the exact same position as Walter Briggs, seated in the armchair, eyes open, mouth closed, radio tuned to static. No signs of violence, no explanation. The police found no connection between Dana and Walter, no shared background, no mutual contacts, just the room, just the frequency. The motel was questioned, but the new owner shrugged. "People die," he said. "It's a quiet place." But the deaths weren't loud. They were precise, clean, unsettling. Then came Eli Hart, a former radio host with a reputation for chasing strange signals and forgotten stories. He had heard whispers about room 6 and came looking for answers. He checked in under his real name, brought a reel-to-reel recorder, a notebook, and a question. He stayed one night. He didn't die in room 6. He died 2 days later in his apartment, collapsed beside his console. The tape was still spinning. What had Eli heard that followed him home? Detective Mara Ellison was assigned to Eli's case. At 42, she was known for her sharp instincts and sharper resolve. She didn't believe in ghosts, but she believed in patterns. Eli's death didn't fit the mold of coincidence. It felt curated, intentional. She pulled the files, Walter Briggs, Dana Holloway, Eli Hart, and laid them side by side. 3 deaths, same room, same radio, same frequency. Eli's tape was unlike anything Mara had heard. It wasn't a broadcast. It wasn't a confession. It was static, then breathing, then a voice. The voice didn't plead. It didn't threaten. It whispered, "You're listening." Mara brought in a forensic audio analyst. They ran spectral scans. The waveform was wrong, not human, not synthetic. It pulsed like a heartbeat. It matched a Cold War frequency used in signal jamming and psychological warfare. A ghost signal buried decades ago, now resurfacing in a desert motel. The analyst looked pale. "This isn't a voice," he said. "It's a signal. It's been bouncing around for decades. Someone, or something, is embedding it into broadcasts." Mara asked the obvious question. "Why Eli?" The analyst shrugged. Maybe he was the first to listen. But what happens when a signal listens back? Mara drove to Cold Creek under a moonless sky. The desert stretched endlessly, headlights slicing through dust. The motel was still open. Room 6 was still waiting. She checked in without her badge, without backup. Just a recorder, a flashlight, and Eli's tape. The air was dry, but the room felt damp. The walls seemed closer than they should. The carpet smelled like old rain. The radio was still there, bolted to the wall, humming softly. She sat in the armchair and pressed play. Eli's voice came through, shaky, tired, curious. "If you're hearing this, I'm gone." I wasn't sick. I wasn't scared. I was curious, then static, then breathing, then the whisper. "You're listening." Mara stared at the radio. Her hand hovered over the dial. She turned it slowly. The static shifted. The hum deepened. The signal found her. She didn't move. She didn't speak. She just listened. The whisper returned, not angry, not pleading, just relieved. "You found me." The voice was female, familiar. Not Dana, not Marla, not Eli, but shaped like memory. Mara unplugged the radio. The static faded. The room fell silent. But the hum remained. Who was speaking through the static? And why did it sound like someone she knew? Mara searched the room. Beneath the carpet, beneath the boards, she found metal, a hatch, rusted and sealed. She pried it open and descended into darkness. Below, room 6 was a relay station, abandoned, forgotten. A Cold War ghost, wires still intact, equipment still humming. The air was colder, the hum was louder. At the center was a console, military grade, untouched for decades. A reel-to-reel tape still spinning, a monitor still blinking. She pressed play. The voice returned. Not Eli, not Dana, not Walter. It was older, female, familiar. "I was part of the test," it said. "They said it was harmless. They said it was science. They lied." The voice told of experiments, of signals embedded in broadcasts, of minds broken, of memories erased. "I escaped," the voice said, but the signal didn't. It stayed. It waited. It listened back. Mara recorded everything. She took the tape. She sealed the hatch. She left room 6. She filed the report. No one believed her. The motel was condemned. The station buried again. But the tape remained. And the signal still hums. Was room 6 ever just a room? Or was it always a transmitter? Some say it's just static. Some say it's just noise. But if you listen long enough, if you tune just right, you'll hear it too. Not a voice, not a ghost, just a memory, waiting to be heard. Mara never returned to Cold Creek, but she kept the tape. Sometimes, late at night, she plays it. Not to investigate, not to solve, just to remember. Because the signal doesn't ask for justice. It doesn't seek revenge. It only wants one thing, to be heard. And if it finds you, will you listen? Or will you become the next broadcast?